Good morning. So the title is You Are Fired. Yes, it's you. You're going to fire yourself. I am reading the book John Maxwell, Leadership Gold, and I'm in the section that is the toughest person to lead is yourself. My name is Tanya Van Rickley. I'm a leadership coach. I'm a real estate coach, and I coach teams every single day, high producing teams and high producing realtors. And one of the things we always talk about is how can we up level our own leadership? And one of the ways is fire yourself, right? Oftentimes when we're doing our 220 goals, we're like, all right, I'm gonna go to the top. Who should I fire? Who should I put on my bench? And the first question you should ask yourself is, would I hire myself? Would I hire myself? So ask yourself that question. Would you hire yourself? And if you wouldn't hire yourself, then you need to fire yourself, and then you need to rehire yourself, okay? So John Maxwell in this chapter talks about that, the keys to leadership. And one thing that he says here is we are foolish. When we are foolish, we want to conquer the world. When we are wise, we want to conquer ourselves, right? So when you're constantly looking to change other people and you're noticing the negative in other people, it is a projection typically of what's going on in your mind or in your body. And the thing is we attract who we are. We attract who we are. So if you're attracting A players, if you're attracting leaders, if you're attracting people that are self-disciplined, then you're probably attracting really amazing people. If you're attracting drama, people that are unmotivated, they're not self-disciplined, they're inconsistent, then it's probably who you are, even if you are number one, right? So if you want to go to the top, you got to compete with yourself more than anything. And the biggest competition was, my friend Lana Rodriguez said it this morning, right? Is your competition is not other people. The biggest competition is yourself. It's your habits. It's how you treat people. It's your self-discipline. It's your self-talk, right? So there's four things that John says is, and before I go into that, he says we don't see ourselves as others do, and we are harder on others than we are ourselves, right? So the keys to leading people are, number 1 is learn followership, number 2, learn self-discipline, number 3 is practice patience, and 4 is seek accountability, okay? So when he talks about followership, is the people that know how to follow know how to lead, right? People that have never learned how to follow properly have these rigid, this is what John says, right? They tend to be prideful, unrealistic, rigid, and autocratic, right? And so if you want to lead, you need to know how to follow well. Sometimes it's really hard, and it's something that we really have to work at, okay? Number 2 is develop self-discipline, right? Self-discipline with your daily habits, when you wake up, what you do, what you put in your mind, who you hang around with, following your goals, knowing your numbers, what you do with your body, right? So the self-discipline to be well and to be a leader in every area of your life, and the health of your finances, the health of your mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical wellness, right? So be self-disciplined in those areas, and don't go crazy. We don't need to go crazy and be like, I'm gonna fire myself and now I'm gonna create all these amazing habits. Look, one good habit leads to another. So pick one area, master that, pick one area, master that, and those will add up. The third one is practice patience, right? Be patient and understanding. I had this affirmation that said, I'm patient, loving, and gentle. And that really was like, Lord, please do not let me hurt my children or anybody around me, because I am impatient right now, right? So practice patience, right? Leaders need to remember that the point of leading is not to cross the finish line. The point of leading is to take people across the finish line with you. So those that remain in control, those that maintain composure, are the people that win. The people that actually constantly lose control. Sometimes you think that it is an attractive quality. Well, it's not. When you lose control, you lose the game. The people that stay in control and in control of their emotions, and they think things out, are the ones that win, okay? So number 4 is seek accountability. Seek accountability. People who lead themselves well, know the secret that they can't trust themselves. We cannot trust ourselves, right? I have a coach. My coaches have coaches. Tiger Woods has a ton of coaches. Michael Jordan has a ton of coaches. If you don't think you need a coach and you're like, I don't need a coach, I'm good, I'm at the top, I'm sweet, you're probably the one that actually needs a coach, okay? So you can't trust yourself. So John says here, when you see a good man, think of emulating him. When you see a bad man, examine your heart. And that's a Chinese proverb, right? The willingness to seek and accept advice is a great indicator of accountability. If you seek it early before you take action, you will be less likely to get off track. Most of our actions come about because people are not being held accountable enough. So Thomas Edison says this, nothing so conclusively proves a man's ability to lead as what he does from day to day to lead himself. That's Thomas J. Watson. Nothing so conclusively proves a man's ability to lead others as what he does from day to day to lead himself. So think about that, right? So as you're evaluating your 2020 goals, where you want to go, who you want to take with you, right? Who you want your mentors to be. Really examine yourself and ask yourself, do I need to fire myself? Do I need to fire myself? How clearly do I see myself, John asks? Ask that question. Where do I need to grow? How well do I take advice, right? Do you want advice? You don't object to advice, right? Do you welcome advice? Are you actively seeking advice? Do you often follow the advice that's given to you? So I want you guys to go out and crush it in 2020 and attract A players, be who you want to be. And if you're not that person now, then go out and do it, right? It's kind of like if you're on the dating scene and you're like you're a 2, but you're looking for a 10. It doesn't work that way, right? So if you want to be a 10, be a 10. If you want a 10, be a 10. If you want to attract team members that are 10s, then be a 10. Don't be a 2 looking for a 10. Be a good leader and earn your leadership every day, because leadership, just like respect, is earned and lost every single day. So go out and crush it and know that every day above ground's a good day. We are in a country with amazing opportunity, and there's a lot of wealth and abundance to be had. So go out and get it and crush it this next year.